Have your players' characters been having a rough time? Do they need a day at the beach to relax? Do you want to make sure that their peaceful afternoon is interrupted by the call of adventure? If you answered yes to any of the above, then might I recommend a fish like this one? Look at it. Really look at it. See that face? That's the face of adventure, and it's calling. Now, you may be wondering, what's wrong with this fish, or why it has such long and luscious flowing locks? To that I say, don't you worry about it, let your players worry about it. This is Tuna's Canned Encounters. It may look questionable, but I promise it's food grade and really hits the spot on game night. This time we've got a can of Ningyo. It may look like a fish, but it's actually an aberration from Kobold Press's Creature Codex. This mustachioed sleep paralysis demon comes from Japanese folklore and is a version of merpeople. Furthermore, the lore for this creature in-game and in real life states that it's a harbinger of ill omen, and that if one dies on a village's shores, then that village is marked for doom. Our heroes somehow have a day off and have decided to spend it at the beach. Just as they get settled to relax in the sun, they hear someone nearby screaming for help. Knowing that there's no rest for the righteous, they lazily go to check out the commotion. As they arrive on the scene, they see a terrified man pointing at a fish that's flopping around on the shore. As our heroes try to figure out what the big deal is, the man tells them that this is a Ningyo, a creature known among fishermen that can foretell doom. As the creature gasps for air, the fighter catches sight of the very human-looking face and draws his sword to do away with the hideous monstrosity. He slowly approaches it, but before he can get close enough, the local man stops him. The man tells him that if this creature is dead and on the shore, then the village is surely doomed. Having heard weirder stuff before, the fighter picks up the fish and takes it back to the water. As he returns to the shore, a small crowd has started to form from the commotion. Our fighter starts to inform everyone that disaster has been averted, but he's interrupted when the crowd lets out a gasp. Turning to look, our heroes see dozens of these creatures moving towards the shore about to beach themselves. This is a simple encounter that, if set up right, should be more of a skill challenge than combat. Plus, your players shouldn't want to kill any of these fish people because doing so would mean that the village is doomed according to the legends around these fish. Have someone who knows the legends tell it to their characters, and then all they have to do is get these fish people off of the shore before any of them die. That might be easier said than done since they do actually have a fly speed of 60 feet. Ugh. Slippery little things. How your players try to corral these fish should be entirely up to them. Let them tell you what they want their characters to do, and you tell them to make a check that makes sense. If you're doing this at 5th level, then you can use a floating DC in the 12 to 16 range, depending on the difficulty of what they want to try. Of course, it wouldn't be much of a challenge if all they had to do was put these creatures back in the water. This means we need some complications. Things like swarms of hungry birds or crabs of various sizes, people that don't know better, and even the fish themselves are all good options. That last one's interesting. Why would the fish be their own complication? Easy. Someone's controlling them. I'll leave the exact why up to you, but some ideas to chew on could be someone has it out for the village and wants to doom it. This village is fated to be doomed, or someone needs a distraction while they pull off the world's greatest heist. Now go forth and make your players look at this fish's human face as much as I made you all look at it. Ugh. If you liked this encounter and want to see more like it, then why not leave a like or subscribe if you aren't already? As usual, if you have any questions or suggestions, then you can find me in the comments below. With that, thanks for letting me talk at you all.